Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick card. And for my quick card today, I'm wanting to just show you how you can take an idea and just flip it by a change of papers, maybe a change of the sentiment stamp that you use. And this is something that is very often used in crafting. You may see the word case, C-A-S-E in capitals, and that means copy and share everything. And certainly with my designs, I say, you know, you're welcome to copy them, to share them. If you do copy it exactly, then it's really nice if you would just put a link back to me if you're blogging or if you're on social media or what have you. But I don't insist on it. And to be honest, if you've taken an idea and changed it, then really, you know, that's no longer my idea. So I just wanted to, like I say, give you a few tips on taking a layout, whatever it might be, and how you can just change it up just a little. And I'm doing that with these Favored Flowers DSP today. I've picked this pattern because I can just use this one piece of paper, and we're going to cut it and flip one side. And it's got a nice pale design on one side and a bolder design on the other. There are a few other papers in this pack that would work in the same way, but there's some that I don't think will, not in the way we're using it today. This has got a very dark pattern on the other side. This one still, I think, too dark. This one would work because it's a nice pale fresh freesia. Put my teeth in. So we could get away with that. This one, I think the Calypso Coral is probably too dark. Another option though that you could use is not to simply stamp on the paper. You could then just put a little oval or a little rectangle label over the top, and this one I think it is too dark as well. So I'm using, as I say, this particular pattern, and I've then taken my colours, the Calypso Coral and the Petal Pink, from the paper. So we're just going to trim this a little, and I'll just bring up my notes for what I'm wanting to trim it to. And it doesn't really matter which end I take this off, but there is a little bit of a watermark in this paper, so I'm going to cut away from that watermark, and I'm just going to take 3 1/4, so that, from my card front layer, and the dimensions are given below, but these are standard card front layers. So, and then what I'm going to do is have that design one side and that design the other. And sorry if you can hear my dog snoring under the table, it gets a bit loud. And for mine, I'm going to take this Thanks from the Artistically Inked set. Now, this is a red rubber stamp, so I do need to make sure that I stamp this straight. And I would recommend, if you're not sure about that, use photopolymer instead, so that you can see exactly where you're stamping. So I'm just going to stamp this on here, and I'm using my grid paper lined up. I'm using Memento black ink, and I'm just pressing and holding because we're stamping onto pattern paper, and you can see it is a little bit paler in some places, but it's not so pale that it doesn't show up properly. So all we need to do now is to adhere these on. I'm going to use my Tombow wet glue for this, because then I can slide the paper about if I need to get it into position. So I'm going to pop that on here, and I just want to make sure that I'm keeping this side and, as it is in this case, bottom margin even. So we'll pop that on. Now if you've not cut this quite right, this is why we've got this little band here. It's going to cover this join up. So now just put the top bit on, and the same thing, we want to keep the margins, sides and top this time nice and even. So like I say, if that means overlapping it a bit, it actually doesn't in this case, because I knew that I'd cut my card front layer correct in the first place. And right, so I've just smudged a little bit of the glue out, so I just need to rub that away. Now I've still actually got one of our glue erasers for that, but you can just do it with fingertips. It's just a bit quicker with a glue eraser. So, and now I'm just going to pop this over the join, and it just takes care of if there is any little bit of messiness in that join. And you can vary the height of this. You can put it a little bit lower or a little bit higher depending on what you're happy with. And that wants to go edge to edge there. And just make sure with, as it's got something of a geometric pattern behind, then you just want to make sure that these triangles all look about even. So there we are. And then we're going to simply, as I've got wet glue out, I'll stick with it. And this is going onto our Petal Pink. Now, if you did make a mistake and stamped that sentiment wrong, then you can always stamp it again onto white card and cut it out and put it over as a label, and nobody knows that you did it differently in the first place. They've no idea. So that is how to take and change up a design that you've either already done or that you see online. If you see something on Pinterest to mark it, please do have a look at my Pinterest pages and see. If I've regularly save my pins to a colour combo board, as well as to the different boards of whether it's perhaps a floral or a thank you or anything like that, because I know that colour combinations are probably one of the trickiest things, so I do keep the colour combinations in there as well. So there you go. I hope that that quick card, as I say, gives you some inspiration for taking a card design that you've already used and just changing it a little. So please do subscribe to my channel below to see a quick card every Monday and a quick tip every Friday. Thank you.